Right. Okay. So give me 1 minute, guys. Good evening. Good evening, guys. Jagadish, Suraj, Darshan, good evening. Ashwini, good evening. Amu, Kaleem, Banu Teja, good evening. Good evening, guys. Okay. बोलो आपका. Right, guys. So let's get started. So today we are going to discuss about VPCs, right? LAMP server, did you complete? No? No? How many of you did LAMP server? Okay, let's see here. I'll teach you first LAMP server and then we are going to start VPCs. Okay. I have given the commitment now, then what I should do? Huh? So let's see, guys, here. LAMP. LAMP means Linux, Apache, MySQL, PHP. Right? Linux is operating system. Apache is a web server. And this is database and application server. Then do you know how we are trying to communicating? Let's see here. For example, this is our Linux mission, Linux operating system. Okay. Guys, usually in real-time environment, PHP means like HTML, I think so. That's it, na? PHP, HTML. So that is also one kind of language, right? PHP to for UI interface, for designing the UI interface, right? So let's see, guys. This is Linux operating system. In this operating system itself only, we are installing web server. Okay. My SQL means database server, and then application server. Those three servers we are installing into same machine. Operating system is a Linux operating system. So that is why we are saying LAMP server, LAMP stack. Okay. So usually how we are trying to communicating. Let's see, guys, yeah. But in real-time environment, we are not going to install those all the three services into the one machine, right? We are going to use one Linux machine. In this Linux machine, we are going to install the Apache server, Linux OS web server. Okay. And then we'll have database server into another machine, DB server into another machine. How you are going to communicate with web server and database server? Yes, guys. Huh? With the help of That's it now. Application server. Yes, no. We are trying to sending the request to the application server. Application server, it is going to communicate with the database server. So usually we are going to deploy in real time into the three different machines. So user, he is going to send the request. User, he is going to send the request. How you are going to get the response? So web server, it will send the request to the application server. Application server, it will communicate with the database server. Yes, no. But what we are doing, we are trying to installing those all the three services into the same instance, same Linux machine. Okay. So first, what I'm doing in the sense, I'm trying to launching one instance, Linux instance. Already you know how to launch the instance, how to access the instance with the help of putty. Yes, no. So now we are trying to launching instance. Let's see here. Right. So now we are trying to providing the name. Right, guys. Okay. So now we are trying to providing LAMP is a mission name, LAMP server. Okay. Let's see, guys, here. So now I'm launching latest instance only. So 2023 latest instance. And guys, T2 micro free tire. And then I'm using one key pair because this is new account, right? So I'm trying to creating one new key pair, LAMP key, LAMP server key, right? I'm trying to downloading PEM key, right? Got it, guys. And then we require here one new security group. So for avoid the errors, what I'm doing, I am trying to creating one new security group. Go to network setting and edit, right? Security group will have, right? I'm trying to creating new security group called LAMP security group. LAMP SG, LAMP SG, right? And here we'll have SSH, but to avoid the errors, I'm adding all traffic because I need to access application server, database server, and web server, right? So that's why instead of providing the protocols individually, I'm providing all traffic. But in real-time environment, don't do like this. You need to provide those server protocols individually. Excuse me, guys. Got it. For database server, MySQL. You have here MySQL application server, right? Everything you can give, but I'm trying to providing all, right? Then better to launch instance. So the instance had got launched successfully. What happened, guys? Please switch off your mobiles outside. Door close kar do yaar. So let's see here. So now we launch the one instance. So it's initializing. We need to wait few minutes. So we need to wait few minutes. So now we are trying to accessing this one. I'm going to open Puttigen. I'll convert PEM key to PPK in between. LAMP server key, PEM key to PPK. Already you know how we need to convert, right? Then save and then close. So now select this instance, then copy the public IP address, then open putty, and then paste this public IP address, and then go to SSH, auth and credentials, and then browse private key, LAMP, PPK, and then click OK, open, and then access then EC2 hyphen user. Right, guys, successfully we access, and then I'm going to change the font size. Right. So I hope it's good, right? Yes, no. Now go to official content. How we need to install the LAMP stack you'll have from official content itself only. Let's see here. LAMP stack AWS. So this is a link you are going to get. I'll do one thing. I'll copy this link. Go through this link and then you're going to get the documentation, right? So let's see, guys, here. So first step, second step, third step, fourth step. 4 steps we need to follow. Fourth step is a optional, right? Okay. First step, guys, sudo, we are executing root user command with the normal user. So that's why you need to keep sudo. What is sudo? If you need to learn deeply, please attend to Linux session. Okay. Got it, guys? Then hit enter. Sudo DNF. M, DNF, both are same. M, DNF, both are same. So DNF update hyphen Y. I think we know M update hyphen Y, right? While we are deploying the basic web server, at the time we discuss about M, right? Okay. So this is first step we need to update. Second step, latest version Apache PHP we are downloading. Those all the packages. DNF install hyphen Y means it won't ask any question. Without any question, it will install. What kind of packages we are installing? HTTP webget means wget means webget. We are downloading PHP from internet. PHP, FMP package, MySQL package, and then JSON, and then developers. Just copy this command, and then paste it here, then hit enter. So everything it is going to install and it will download. Got it, guys? Right. So this is second step. Third step, let's see, guys. DNF package name. This is doesn't need. You can skip, because to know the information about package doesn't no need to bother about this one. Okay. So after installing, you need to install MariaDB. MariaDB means MySQL server. MySQL advanced version is a MariaDB. So now we are going to copy this one and then paste it here. Then hit enter. Yes, you need to provide. So here, this step package name. Package name means this package name you need to provide. Okay. Let's see here. Copy, paste, and package name will have, right? Instead of this package name, to know the information about MariaDB, we are going to copy this package. and then paste it here. Then it will show you what type of package it is. Got it, guys? This is database related package, MySQL, from MySQL. Got it? So no need to bother about that step. No need to bother about this one. So this one, right, guys? Next. So now we need to add the HTTPD. We install HTTPD before, right? Then we need to start the HTTPD. And then we need to enable the HTTPD. Already you know those all we discuss, right? And then we need to verify whether it is got enabled or not. Is enabled means it will show you whether it is enabled or not, right? Next, there's a port number 22. Already we added everything, all traffic. No need to bother about this one. HTTP port number we need to add. Already we added all traffic. No need to bother about this one. So next step here, guys, we need to create one user, EC2 user, and then we are attaching this EC2 user to whom? Apache group. While you are trying to installing HTTPD, it will create Apache user and Apache group both. We are adding Apache group to whom? EC2 user. Now EC2 user, it will become as a Apache group member, right? If you need to learn those all, you need to join Linux. Okay, right. Then exit doesn't require, even if you want to can exit, then I'm going to re-log in again. Doesn't require. Okay, so now we are going to copy the public IP address, then paste it here, and then go to SSH auth, then credentials, browse, and then lamp server key ppk, then click open, and then accept. Doesn't need. Okay, it's a capital letter, right? Duplicate session you can open. Got it, guys? So maybe if you did any mistake into the whole session, you can use duplicate session. Right. So got it, guys. So next step. So groups, if you want for verification purpose, this command groups, see guys, EC2 user having all the groups, right? EC2 user group, everything you'll have. Next, ch1 command to change the ownership. Okay. So we are trying to changing the ownership for whom? Var ww. Var ww is a home directory for Apache use, Apache server. You are unable to understand. If you have the knowledge in Linux, then only you are going to understand those steps. So now we are trying to providing the permissions. Permissions 2775 means special permission we are providing for var ww, and as well as inside the var ww how many files and directories will have for everyone. So we are trying to providing the special permission for use group special permissions. So who know Linux, those people only they are going to understand this one, right? Just you can copy and paste. Then we are trying to creating one web page, and you can verify this one, guys, whether it is working or not. You can verify, guys, please. So here what we need to do, instead of my public, we need to provide our IP address. Which IP address? Our EC2 instance IP address. Copy and paste it here, and then hit enter. Then you are going to get the PHP website. Got it now? Clear? So PHP server it's working. Means application server it's working. Just for verification purpose, okay? Go to here and then copy this one. We are trying to installing MariaDB server, PHP server both. Right? Installed already, we installed, right? Next, remove this page, what I have created before. This page I'm removing. RM command to remove the file. And then we are going to start the MariaDB. And then we are going to enable the MariaDB. And now we are configuring the databases with the help of this command. MySQL secure underscore installation is a command to configure the database. See guys, let's see here. Don't enter anything, just hit enter. Now you need to provide the password for this one. Okay. Yes. Yes. You need to provide the password. I'm trying to providing Red Hat is a password. Password is a invisible. Okay. Yes. Again yes. Let's see here. We're configuring the database. First step, don't provide any password. Just hit enter. Second step, you need to provide us. It will ask password, then we need to provide the password. Third step, remove the anonymous users. Anonymous users, if we having, we need to remove. And then disallow root login remotely. So because of security, we are not going to allow database root user remotely. And then remove the test database and access it. Reload the privileges table, then MariaDB, it got configured successfully. Don't worry, those steps I will teach you while we are discussing about databases at the time. Right? Clear, guys? Here you'll have everything, no need to bother. Okay. So yes, enable completed. And then this is optional. If you want, you can do. Otherwise, you can leave it. No issues. Right? Those are optional. Then go to var www.html. So try to download this website. Means this file tot.zz. ZZ means it's a zip file. Okay. Go to here. Where we need to go? Var www.html cd command. We are into var www.html. If you want, you can check. pwd is a command. We are into var www.html. So next, download this one from internet. It got downloaded. Then we need to extract. Tar is a command to extracting this file. Right? Those all I'm going to cover in Linux, not here. So who know Linux, those people, they can easily understand. So then I'm trying to removing main file. What I have extracted will have into our operating system. With whom we extracted, you can remove. No need to go. Right? Next, start MariaDB. Right? And then try to use this link into incognito. Right? And then here you need to provide the IP address. So which IP address? EC2 instance, public IP address. Copy public IP address and then see guys. If you want, you can access. You peoples also you can. Okay. So this is a link. PHP capital M my admin. Then we are trying to log in as a root user. I doesn't have any users. I have only root now. And then I am trying to providing the password login. So this is our database. This database you can access from anywhere. This is called LAMP server. It's a dynamic website. I hope you got it, guys. Then if you want, you can create new database name, and then add the tables into the database. So now I'm trying to creating MyDB is a database. Create. See, MyDB database it got created. Then table name, students, create table. Then add the 4 columns: student name, student course, right? And contact number and mail ID like that. I hope you got it, guys. So like this, you can clear. You can access from anywhere. So this is called LAMP server. So I hope you're clear. Now I'm trying to deleting this one. So we completed EC2. Additional concept also I have given to you, LAMP server. But if you need to understand those all the commands, you should know about Linux, then only you are going to understand, right? So now we are going to start VPC, Virtual Private Cloud, Virtual Private Cloud, VPC, right? So what is the difference between public cloud and private cloud? Already we discussed, right? What is the difference between public cloud and private cloud? Huh? Public cloud means anybody can access, anybody can utilize the infrastructure. Private cloud means particular organization people only, they are going to use the infrastructure. Got it, guys? Excuse me. Right. For example, we have AWS account, right? Anybody can access this AWS account, right? AWS is a one service. Anybody can access, right? So if anybody, if they're accessing means maybe you have your confidential data. So you need to deploy the infrastructure personally. Then how? So that's why in AWS they introduced to us VPC concept, virtual private cloud. It's a one isolated network. So it's similar to our traditional network. What happened, guys? It's similar to our traditional network. I hope you got it. How we'll have the isolated network? We are trying to deploying one network into our classroom. It will become one isolated network. Like the same way in AWS, we have one isolated network that is called VPC. Without VPC, you are unable to launch the resources like EC2 instance, like RDS instance. Now I have installed like a PHP server. Those all we are unable to do without VPC. So without playground, can we play the cricket? We should have the playground. Then only we can play the cricket. So VPC is a playground. There we are going to deploy the everything, right? So Amazon Virtual Private Cloud, Amazon VPC enable you to launch AWS resources into a virtual network that you were defined. So just now I have launched EC2 instance where I have launched into the VPC itself only. So without VPC, we are unable to launch the instance, right? Instance is a one resource, right? So this virtual network closely reassembled to your traditional network, like our traditional network. How you are trying to deploying your traditional network into your classroom, into your organization, like the same way, right? I hope you got it, guys. So using scalable infrastructure. What is the advantage of VPC? Scalable infrastructure, right? Scalable infrastructure in the sense we can increase the infrastructure, we can reduce the infrastructure according to our requirement. So I hope you're clear, guys. So it's looking little bit our traditional environment, but in traditional environment, we doesn't have the scaling, right? Scaling concept. Automatically, it is not going to increase the infrastructure. We need to purchase the machines again, we need to deploy. So it will take time. But here, instantly, we can increase our infrastructure, right? Next. So those all interview point of questions. So it's logical isolated virtual private cloud. So VPC means logical isolated virtual private cloud. Isolated means personal. Okay. Isolated in the sense this is our isolated classroom. So remaining people they are unable to allow. They are unable to come into our classroom. They won't allow management. This is isolated for us 6 to 7:30. Like the same way. We can create how many VPCs? Maximum 5 VPCs, one region. For example, we have Mumbai region. So we are going to launch the 5 VPCs maximum. Means 5 networks, virtual networks we can launch. right? So each VPC is your personal data center. It's your personal virtual data center like that. Okay. How many subnets we can create in each VPC? 200 subnets. For example, assume that this building is a VPC. How many floors we have in this building? Four, I think so, right? So four floors we have. First floor, second floor, third floor, fourth floor, like that, right? Yes, no. Like the same way, in one VPC, how many floors will have? 200 subnets. So we have VPC is a large network. Already we discussed while we were discussing about networking concepts at the time. So we are dividing one network into the multiple network with the help of Apple formula. I have given the input. You remember, right? With the help of Apple formula, we are going to cut one apple into the two pieces like that. Like the same way VPC is a big network, we are dividing VPC into the multiple subnetworks. That is called subnetting. Subnets. How many subnets we can create in which VPC? 200 subnet we can create. So we can, how many elastic IP address? Elastic IP address means it's your private IP, public IP address. Simple guys. Static IP address, static IP address. For example, if you are trying to starting your organization, you are going to purchase the static IP address from ISP. They will charge 5,000, 4,000 like this per month because this IP address it's dedicatedly for you. So I think this is not a static website, a static IP address in in Naresh IT. Let's see how to get. What is my IP? Okay, then hit enter. Then click this one. Then you are going to get your IP. This one. Actually, tomorrow we doesn't have this one because if you purchase the static IP address, you'll have this IP address permanently. Public IP address permanently. Why we need to purchase the static IP address in real time in the sense? Because of security purpose. Because if you need to communicate with your branch people directly with the help of static IP address, easily we can configure the routing concept. Got it, guys? Dynamic routing we are going to configure, right? So that's why we are going to purchase the static IP address. We'll have securely we can transfer our data. So clear? So like the same way coming to AWS, we have elastic IP address is a static IP address. How many elastic IP addresses they are providing for us? Maximum 5. If you need to like deploy more than 5, you need to purchase. You need to request to the Amazon. They are going to increase your static IP address count. So next, once you are try to creating the VPC, automatically DHCP it will create, NACL it will create, and security group it will create. Security group means firewalls. Security group is a instance level firewall. NACL is a subnet level firewall. Right. Okay. I'll do one thing. NACL, we have main gate, right? In this building, we have main gate. There will have an admin. That guy is a NACL to enter into this building. If you need to enter into the first floor classroom, we have one more guy in front of this gate. That guy is a SG security group. Got it, guys? So I hope you're clear, right? So coming to NACL, NACL means network ACLs. Security group means firewall. This is also one firewall. This is also multiple firewalls will have because of security. So first they are going to check into the main gate. Then they are going to check into the our classroom. In front of our classroom, we'll have one guy, right? That guy. So that guy is a security group. So main gate will have na that is NACL, and automatically DHCP server also it is going to create. It is going to assign the automatic IP address for each and every instance from that VPC, right? Once VPC created, we are unable to change the CIDR block /16 like that. We are going to provide a CIDR block. Once if you have created, you are unable to change, but you can create new one and then you can modify, you can update as a primary and then you can delete old one. Got it, guys? So clear. Subnets, it should not overlap. Overlap means same IP address, same subnet, same network we should not provide to the another subnet. I'll tell you while we are doing the practice at the time you are going to understand. So you can extend your VPC side a new extra IP addresses range except government cloud and then China cloud. We can extend our range except our government cloud and then AWS China. Got it, guys? Clear? How many types of VPCs we have? Two types of VPCs we have. One is default VPC, another one is custom VPC. I said now while we are discussing about EC2 instance at the time, while you are trying to launching the EC2 instance, the EC2 instance it is going to launch into the default VPC like that I said. Each and every region it having one VPC. Mumbai region it having one default VPC. Without default VPC, you are unable to launch the instance. That is default VPC. Hyderabad region having one VPC. Okay. North Virginia having one VPC, right? So those all default VPC. No one they are going to use default VPC. According to our requirement, according to our project requirement, we are going to create our own VPCs. That is called custom VPC. How many types of VPCs we have? Two types of VPCs we have. One is default VPC, another one is custom VPC, right? So coming to default VPC, by default, everything you are going to get. By default, each and every region, it having one VPC, your root account in a every region. So in our root account, we'll have how many regions? More than 30 regions, 38 regions we'll have, right? So 38 or 39? 38 regions will have, right? So those all the regions it having each and every region it having one default VPC. The default VPC, you are going to get the CADR block by default, and you are going to get the route table, IGW, security group by default. Everything it will be created by whom? Amazon. But coming to our VPC, our custom VPC. So according to our requirement, we are going to create the VPCs. You need to create the CADR block. You need to provide the CADR block, subnets, IGW, route table, security group, etc., according to our requirement. I hope you got it, guys. So clear. Next, coming to VPC features. VPC means virtual private cloud, and then we have subnets into the VPC, and then we have IP addressing. Already we know very well about IP addressing, right? And then so routing using route tables, gateway and endpoints, and then peering concept, and then traffic mirroring, and so here transit gateway, VPC, flow logs, and VPNs. Here I am going to teach you NAT gateway related one stuff. NAT gateway will teach you, and then traffic mirroring I'm not going to cover. Okay, peering also not going to cover. So I'll teach you subnets, right? Public and private subnet we are going to discuss. Got it, guys? So how to create the VPC? What happened? Huh? Are you getting sleep? Come in front of me, then how you are going to get the sleep? I'll watch. हाँ किसको नींद आ रही है यार बोलो then I'm not feeling well even though I'm taking session and then you people you are sleeping, huh? So you doesn't have the responsibilities, right? क्या है? Right, guys. Let's see here. Please don't sleep. Okay. Don't sleep. Right. So how to create the VPC? Guys, many people, they are going to say create VPC, subnet, route table, IGW like that. That is a wrong answer. In interview, people, they will ask how to create the VPC. You need to follow those 4 steps. First step, create VPC. Second step, subnet. Third step, IGW. IGW stands for Internet Gateway. And then finally, you need to create the route table. Those 4 steps are very, very important for us for interview purpose. Okay. Got it, guys. Next, let's see, guys, here. How many subnets we have? 3 types of subnets we have. One is public subnet, another one is private subnet. And one more we'll have. Most of the people, they don't know this one. This is VPN only subnet. I'm not going to cover VPN concept here. This is a little bit advanced concept. So here we are going to discuss those both the subnets. Public subnet we are going to discuss, and private subnet also we are going to discuss. Right? Next, already you know subnet sizing. So हम लोग कुछ दिन discuss किए थे ना. We have an apple. We are going to cut the apple into the 2 pieces. Right? We need knife. That is called subnet sizing. Already we discussed about subnet sizing. See, 5 IP addresses we need to avoid, right? One is network address, network ID. Another one is it reserved for whom? Route table, like that I said. So it's reserved for DNS, and it's reserved for future purpose, future use purpose. And this is for broadcasting purpose, like that we discussed, right? So next, subnet security, ACLs, NACLs will have, and then route table. So how many route tables we can? 200 route tables. How many entries we can add? I'll tell you what is entry, what is route table. Don't worry. 50 entries we can add into the route table, right? I'll teach you with the help of few diagrams. Don't worry. Let it complete this theoretical part. So then IGW. IGW means Internet Gateway. So only one VPC having one IGW, right? So what is NAT? Everything I'll tell you. Don't worry. It will support IPv4 and IPv6 both. And NAT gateway also I will teach you. What is NAT gateway also we'll discuss later. Let's see here. First, how we need to create the VPC, how we need to launch the instance into the VPC. Now we are going to discuss with the help of one diagram. Guys, first step, normal T2 micro only, Mahesh. So this is our AWS account, guys. Guys, let's see here. Please focus on it. This is our AWS account. So we log in as a root user. We log in as a root user. Your root user is root user, admin user, whatever, if you want to can use your wish, right? So your root user is your mail ID. So this is our root user, for example. Okay. This is our AWS account. So inside this AWS account, we need to log in. Okay. So now what we are doing, so we are going to select one region. For example, North Virginia, Mumbai, Hyderabad, whatever, if you want to can select. So by default, root account, it having one region, North Virginia, for example. At present, I think we have Europe region, right? In our account, we have Europe region, right? If you want to can select Europe to North Virginia, your wish. I'm using North Virginia now. So got it, guys? Log in into your AWS console, and then according to your requirement, select the region. Okay. So in this region, by default, you have VPC. Okay. So in this region, by default, you have VPC, right? But what I am doing in the sense, already we know by default VPC is while we are trying to launching the EC2 instance at the time we discussed. Now what we are doing, we are trying to creating our own VPC, custom VPC, right, guys? So now we are trying to creating one VPC inside this North Virginia region. Got it, guys? This is VPC. Okay, I'll do one thing. I'm trying to providing VPC name is my VPC. Clear, guys? So how to create the VPC? With the help of one CIDR. With the help of one CIDR, right? So CIDR means which one is a preferable network, ma? Which class IP address is a preferable class usually? Class C. Very good. If you want to can use class C, class A, class B, because AWS it is not going to consider like that. So any IP address it is going to consider from 16 to 28 like that we discussed. Did you remember? So now I'm trying to providing class C IP address. Okay. 0.0/16. /16 means how many combinations? 65,536. Very good. Super. Right. So inside the VPC, we need to create the VPC with the help of one site. So first step, we need to log in into our AWS account. So select according to your requirement region and then navigate to VPC. I'll tell you how to navigate the VPC. There we need to create the VPC first. So there we need to create the VPC. Inside the VPC, second step, what we need to do? Hmm? What we need to do, guys? Second step. First, we need to create VPC. Second, we need to create subnet. So inside this VPC, we are trying to creating one subnet. According to your requirement, you can create the multiple subnets. But at present, we are into very initial stage, right? What we are doing, we are trying to creating one subnet. For example, if you want to can create the subnet also, it's not a problem. Multiple subnets also, it's not a problem. Okay. So now the total, okay, two subnets I'll create. Okay. So for example, subnet one, and this is subnet two, right, guys? Okay. So if you want to can create two subnet, better to create at present one subnet, that is enough. Okay. So now what we are doing, we are trying to creating one subnet inside this VPC. How to create the subnet? Okay. I'm trying to providing subnet name is my subnet. Okay. My subnet. So this is total network slash 16, right? Slash 16 means 65,536 combinations we'll have. From 65,536 combinations, I'm trying to assigning 256 combination for the subnet. How to assign? 192.168.0.0 or 1.0 also you can give, it's not a problem. Okay. Then slash 24. Very good. Super. Right? How many combination? 256 combination. How many we are going to avoid? -5. Means how total how many instances we can launch into the subnet? 251. That's it now. So this is subnet, guys. First step, log in into your AWS account. Second step, navigate to VPC and create the VPC with the help of Insider. See, if you're using 16 wins, you'll have this VPC capacity 65,536. Like the same way, you can create one more subnet also. So from 65,536, again, we are going to get the 256. I hope you're clear, guys. So this is subnet CIDR block. So 192.1.1.0/24. 24 means 256 combinations we'll have. In that, we need to do -5. So one is network ID, another one is route table, another one is DNS, and then feature purpose and broadcast. Clear, guys? So this is second step. According to our, so third step, what we need to do, we need to create IGW. IGW means internet gateway. IGW means internet gateway. Assume this is IGW. Okay. So this is IGW. So who's that guy? Who's that guy? Please raise your hand. कौन अभी कौन है अभी हूँ बोल के बोला था बोलो यार बगल में कोई है वहाँ पे if you doesn't have the interest to attend the session please go, it's not a problem. I'll discuss with the management. I'm teaching here very seriously and then your people you're making like jokes and if you doesn't have the interest you can go. Who's that guy? Especially one guy, he's making problem. Only one. I'm not behaving like you are. So let's see guys here. Next we need to create IGW. IGW means internet gateway. Internet. IGW means internet gateway. So what is the use of this IGW? It is going to allow the internet into our VPC. Got it, guys? So this after creating the IGW, we need to add this IGW to VPC. Got it, guys? We need to add this IGW to the VPC. Clear? This is IGW, internet gateway. So we need to add this IGW to the VPC. This is VPC border, right? Okay. So we need to add this IGW to the VPC. This VPC, it is going to get the internet with the help of this IGW. Okay. Let's see here. So this is internet connectivity, right? We are trying to adding this IGW with the help of internet. We are trying to communicating with VPC, right? So now, got it, guys. You are trying to sending the request to the internet, right? So for example, this is our EC2. This is our personal computer. Okay. This is our personal computer, right? So with the help of this personal computer, we are going to communicate our resources from VPC. Okay. So let's see, guys. We are going to send the request through internet itself only, na? Yes, no. So now interest request, it will carry forward into the IGW. IGW will communicate with the VPC. As of now, I hope you're clear. So first we need to create VPC. Second, we need to create subnet. Then we need to create IGW. Then route table. So here we are trying to launching one instance, right? Assume this, we are trying to launching one instance here into the subnet. Subnet means it's our network, personal network, right? So in this subnet, we are trying to launching one instance. This is EC2 instance. So if you need to access the instance, you need to travel to this instance, right? So this guy, this client mission, it's try to sending the request with the help of RDP with the help of SSH. Maybe if you are launching Windows instance, we are going to send the request with the help of RDP protocol. If you're launching Linux instance, you need to send the request with the help of SSH. Putty Gitti we are going to use, right? So now the request it is carried forward to the internet. Through internet, it will carry forward to the IGW. So IGW, it having the communication with VPC. But VPC subnet doesn't have the communication as of now, right? How this VPC is going to communicate with the subnet, then how we are going to access this EC2 instance from the subnet to client machine. I hope you got it now. Because of route table, only we are going to communicate. Okay. Now we need to create the route table. In the name itself only, we are saying route table, routing table, whatever if you want to can say. Got it, guys? So route table, inside this route table, what we need to do. So guys, this is one route table. I'm trying to creating my RT. My RT means my route table, right? So inside this my RT, my route table, right? What we need to do? We need to associate with IGW. We need to add this IGW entries and we need to associate with subnet, right, guys? So what is the subnet CIDR here? So my subnet association, okay? And then one more entry, you need to add the IGW 0.0.0.0 slash 0. What does this means? So it is going to accept internet 0.0.0 default router's IP address to access the internet because we doesn't have any elastic IP address, right? As of now. So if we having elastic IP address, static IP address, then we can give the static IP address. With the help of static IP address, we are going to get the internet. But at present, there is no static IP address. So that's why better to provide 0.0.0 and then add the IGW. Now, let's see guys here. This IGW, it having the communication with route table. Yes, no. This IGW, it having the communication with whom? This route table, right? And then this route table, it having the communication with this subnet also, na? I hope you're clear now. This route table, it will decide the route to send the request to the EC2 instance. For example, do you know Bulbulaya? You know Bulbulaya, right? So in Bulbulaya, usually we are going to keep one like thing into the somewhere. So they are going to provide the task to you to get that particular product. So you need to search. We need to go there. We need to go this side, right? Like the same way here. Let's see here. First request, we are trying to sending from our client mission. The request, it is going to carry forwarding to whom? See guys, this request, it is going to carry forward into the internet. With the help of SSH RDP, we are going to send the request. And this request, it will carry forward into the IGW. IGW having the communication with VPC and as well as route table, right? So this IGW, it will send the request to the route table, right? So route table having the details about our subnet means IGW, it can communicate with the subnet with the help of this route table, right? Yes, no. So in route table, we'll have two entries. One is subnet entry, another one is IGW entry. Means in this route table, subnet and IGW both having the communication. So this route table, what it will do, the request it is carry forwarding to the subnet. Actually, the request it will carry forwarding to NACL. NACL. Network ACLs. Network ACL is a one firewall. It's available on top of the subnet. So inside the what we are trying to sending the request, it is going to enter into the subnet, right? How it is going to enter? First, the request it will carry forward into the NACL. NACL it will check the traffic is available. By default, you will have all traffic into the NACL. So it is going to send the request to whom? Subnet. Subnet. So while your subnet you will have, right? So inside the subnet we have, means on top of the EC2 instance we have SG, security group. In the security group you will have RDP or SSH. Then the subnet it will carry forwarding the request to the SG. Guys, directly we are not going to get the request from NACL. So NACL to subnet, subnet, subnet to SG, subnet to SG, SG to EC2. Then EC2 it will provide the response. Then same process reverse. It will carry forward the request to the NACL and then route table, IGW, internet. Here you are going to get the EC2 instance. I hope you're clear now. Exactly how the VPC it will work. Clear? I hope you got it right. So now we'll do one thing according to this diagram. How many steps we need to follow? First step, log in into your AWS account. Second step, create VPC, navigate to any like region, then create VPC. Inside the VPC, create subnet. Then you need to create the IGW. Third step, then attach this IGW to the VPC. Fourth step, we need to create the route table, and then we need to add the entries into the route table. Then we'll launch one instance. Whether this VPC is working properly or not, we are going to verify practically now. Clear, guys? Right. So login as a root user. So now we are into North Virginia, right? So go to all services, not AGW, my IGW, Internet Gateway. Internet Gateway, it will communicate with VPC and as well as route table. This route table, it will decide the route. Guys, while we are discussing about networking, at the time I have given the information about router, right? Router, what it will do, it will decide the best path to reach the destination. This route table also same thing it will do. So it is going to decide the route to access our resources from our AWS cloud to into our client machine, means into our laptop. Right, right. Let's see here. So navigate to view all services. Directly you can search in search bar VPC, then you are going to get the VPC. And then we have one module called network and content delivery. We have one module called network and content delivery. Got it, guys? Clear? Inside this module, you'll have the service called VPC. Directly, if you want, you can search VPC into search bar also, it's not a problem. So now at present, we are into which region? North Virginia region. I'm trying to launching the VPC into North Virginia region. So first step, you need to log in into your root user or admin user, then navigate to VPC. And then here you have an option called create VPC, right? By default, you have an VPC. Let's see. Go to your VPCs. By default, you'll have an VPC. Let's see. This is North Virginia's default VPC. Without this VPC, you are unable to launch the instance. As of now, we launch one instance to deploy the LAMP server, right? Where I have launched into this VPC itself only. Now, what we are doing, instead of using the default VPC, we are trying to creating our own network, our own VPC. So how to create? Here we'll have the option called create VPC. It's not a big deal. It's very easy. If you know about the diagram, easily you can create the VPCs. It's not a problem. So first step, we need to create the VPC. Select VPC only. If you're using VPC and more, automatically it is going to create the subnets and everything. So at present, you are into very initial stage. No need to bother about VPC and more. So first select VPC only, right? And then provide the VPC name. So now we are trying to providing the VPC name called my VPC according to this diagram. Any name you can give. It's not like this. You need to provide my VPC. And then here we need to define the CIDR block. According to your requirement, you can give any class IP address. It's not a problem. It is not going to consider legacy rules and regulations. It having their own rules and regulations like that we discussed while we are discussing about networking concepts at the time. So provide the 192.168.0.0 you can give because we are providing 16 now. 16 means two networks, two hosts. Network and host positions we discussed while we are discussing about networking concepts. So 16 means Class B, right? Two network, two host, right? Right. 16 you can give. 16 means, see, it is providing minimum 16, maximum 28. Already we discussed about 16 and 28 while we're discussing about networking concepts. So no need to bother about IPv6 because we didn't discuss about IPv6. By default, it will take IPv4 only. And here tenancy default only you can keep. Don't keep dedicated. If you're providing dedicated, it is going to get the dedicated environment for us. It will chargeable. Keep it default, right? So now, so monitor mode and then enforce mode like this newly, I think they got provided. If you're providing monitor mode and then enforce mode, so it is going to get charged. So better to provide normal mode only. No need to provide any monitoring tools for this one. So got it, guys. Right. So VPC encryption controls, right? I think it's a new option recently they got launched. So while you are trying to sending the like request, the traffic it is going to travel, right? Usually the traffic it is going to travel into the clear text format. So if you are trying to providing this option, monitoring mode and enforce mode, if you're providing, it is going to become what happened? Encrypted. Enforce mode, right? So got it, guys. So clear. No need to provide this one. Okay. And by default, you are going to get the tag name. How many tags? 50 tags we can assign for one resource. So one tag already we have, and remaining 49 tags will have, right? So click create VPC. First step, it got completed successfully. Second step, what we need to do? So we need to create the subnet, right? So go to AWS login console, go to AWS login console, and here we'll have second option subnets. First option, your VPC. Second option, subnets. Click subnets. Already we have few subnets. See how many subnets we have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. North Virginia having 6 subnets. Means North Virginia having 6 availability zones. 6 availability zone. Each and every availability zone, it having one subnet, right? So VPC we did into region wise. Subnets we are going to perform into availability zone wise, AZ wise. I hope you got it, guys. Right? So now here we are trying to creating new subnet. So create subnet. Where we need to create the subnet? In which VPC? Two VPCs we have. One is default VPC, another one is our VPC. Into our VPC we need to create, right? My VPC is our VPC, right? So instead of selecting the first one, you need to select second one. I hope you got it, my VPC. So inside the my VPC, now subnet settings. So we need to provide the subnet name. So my subnet. So if you want, you can select the availability zone also. So we have how many availability zones? 6 availability zones. According to your requirement, you can select. If you didn't select, automatically it will take. You are not going to get any error. If you didn't select any subnet availability zone, automatically it will take one availability zone and then it will create the subnet inside that availability zone. And then CIDR 192.168.1.0/24 means 256 combinations minus 5, 251 instances we can launch into this network, into this subnet. So already we have subnet name. If you want, you can add one more also. We'll discuss later about another subnet. Okay. So now what we are doing, create subnet. So clear, guys. So subnet, it got created successfully. See, subnet name is my subnet. Third step, don't create the route table. Many people continuously they will continuously they are going to perform the stuff. First VPC, then subnet, then route table, then IGW, like that. Don't do. Actually, those all not a proper way. We can do, but in interview, don't say like that. First, we need to create the VPC, then subnet, then IGW, internet gateway. Third one, IGW. So already we have an IGW, right? This IGW, it belongs to default VPC, right? Now we are trying to creating one more IGW. Create internet gateway. Then my IGW is a create internet gateway. Simple. So now what happened? Status detached, right? Just now we created one IGW. It's not attaching with any VPC. What we need to do? Go to actions and then attach to VPC. Simple, man. It's not a big deal. Then automatically you are going to get your VPC. Select this one, attach it. That's it. Don't forget this one. After creating the VPC, you need to attach to the, sorry, after creating the IGW, we need to attach to the VPC. Don't forget. So clear, because we are trying to enabling the communication between IGW and VPC. Without communication, we are unable to send the request of resources from VPC. We are unable to access, right? So third step also it got completed. Then coming to fourth step, route table. Automatically, one route table it is going to create by default. But at present, you are into very initial stage. Don't use the default route table. Create your own route table. So here we'll have create route table. Then provide the information my RT. RT means my route table, right? And then where I need to create VPC. My VPC. Simple. So route table tag will have create route table. Guys, route table it got created successfully. According to this diagram, we need to associate with subnet and we need to add the route entries. Right, guys? Those both we need to add. So go to here. Routes we have, right? First tab is a route and second tab subnet associates. We need to bother about those both. So now go to routes and edit routes. Edit route, add route. Then here 0.0.0.0/0 you need to select. And then here target type. What type of target? Internet gateway. Got it now. If you didn't attach this IGW to the VPC, you are unable to get this. So select this one and save changes. Finish. So we added route entries and next one, subnet associate. Click subnet associate, edit subnet associate, my subnet, then save association. That's it. Simple. The VPC we created successfully. Now we need to verify whether this VPC is working properly or not. How to verify? We need to launch the EC2 instance into this VPC. Got it, guys? As of now, we did everything. But now we need to launch this instance into this VPC. Into this VPC. Okay. So directly also we'll have the option. Go to VPC dashboard. In VPC dashboard, you'll have the option. Okay, I'll do one thing. Open EC2 into another tab. Okay. Open EC2 into another tab. So search EC2, right click, and then launch. Now we are going to get this EC2 into another tab. So here we'll have launch EC2, right? Launch instance. Click launch instance. Guys, now I'm trying to providing instance name. Any name you can give your OS. Server is an instance name. Okay. Right. So you need Windows or Linux. Which one? Windows. Okay. So Windows I'm going to select. Right. So latest Windows only I'm going to select. Right. Guys, now you need to provide the type. Already we know by default you have T2 micro free tier eligibility. And then provide the key pair. We need to create the key pair because this is new account, right? So that's why I'm trying to providing the new key pair. So for example, WJP. So JP key also I'm giving. Okay. So now create key pair. Already you know now. As of now, you know how we need to launch the instance. But coming to here, where we need to launch the instance, not into the default VPC. By default, this instance is having default VPC. We need to change this VPC. How? Network settings we have, right? Go to network settings and click edit. So first option, you need to change to your VPC. Right, guys? Automatically, you're going to get the subnet because it's having only one subnet. Okay. And then you need to enable auto assign IP address. Otherwise, you are unable to access the instance from this VPC because we are allowing public IP address. Without public IP address, without internet, can we access the instance? We are allowing public IP address. Public IP address for whom? Internet purpose. To send the request through internet, we are going to use the public IP address. Next, already we have one security group. If you want, you can use the new security group. If you want, you can use the existing security group. No issues. RDP, we have RDP is enough to access. And then launch instance. What we need to do? Go to network settings. So here, type we need to select here. Already we selected now. Already we got selected, right? D3. Okay, right, guys. Actually, there is a problem with this Windows instance, Windows image. We selected latest one, right? I'll do one thing. I'll launch Linux. The Windows image, so it doesn't have the boot. This is the latest one now, so that's why. If you want, you can launch like old one. Okay, select Linux. It's very slow, man. Very slow. It's got hang. Okay, they got changed the rules and regulation. I think so. 1 minute. Right, I think time up, right? Became very slow. Okay, we'll do tomorrow. We'll launch tomorrow. Right, guys? So I'm trying to deleting this one. Go to action and delete VPC. Right, guys? See you tomorrow. Bye, guys. See you tomorrow.